What's up, Tim Sykes here. Another crazy day. One of my biggest days in several weeks, making nearly 30 grand on the day. Not even taking the meat of the move. I mean, PECK is a good example where this is a sympathy play to SUNW, which was a sympathy play to SPI. I said early in the morning, I was like, follow the sympathy plays. I was buying it right in here in the fives, selling it in here in the sixes, making nearly 10 grand right here, and then leaving another 40 50 grand on the table. I'm not great with stocks that keep halting where the volatility halts, and obviously it did come down, but then it came back up. I don't think I could have done much worse than making nearly 10 grand on this. I just want you to understand the opportunity here, because 2019 2018 we didn't have many days like today. Now we're having a lot of them. So if you wonder how, I'm making 27,000 on the day, or if, you look on the month now, 50, or this is actually the week, my bad, not even the month, 57,000 on the week, and now 826,000 year to date. It's because there's so many plays. It's not because I'm so much better or smarter. If you go through my trades, I still have some losses. Some duds like MMMW where I'm not like right 100% of the time. This had a chance to be a sympathy play. It just didn't work for whatever reason. So I just exited with small gains. But whether I have exits on small gains or small losses, it's a scratch. And I'm getting so many damn questions. So many people don't know the basics. Do me a favor, do yourself a favor. I'm going to link this 30-day boot camp. This is the single best guide, the most up-to-date guide that I have. It's with, my student Matt Monaco, who before we made this guide back in April and May, he hadn't made more than 30 grand. Now he's graduated college and he's up over 300,000. And this guide actually starts to show his growth. And I think that this guide has really helped him prepare nicely. So I encourage you to watch it, please. You don't have to watch it in 30 days. You can watch it in 60 days, 90 days. I'm going to post a link to this below. You can watch it in 3 days, but it will prepare you for this kind of crazy market. This is the only guide that I have really finished in the past few weeks that, just shows everything. And I just want you capitalizing, because it's just ridiculous how many opportunities there are. Let's start with my first trades in the morning. I mean, I was up literally nearly 10 grand before the market even opened. I traded pre-market. I'll just take it trade by trade. Oh, also, before I forget, October 2nd, next Friday, I'm going to be doing an all-day live training. And I do this once a month. I'm very excited to do it again. Please take off work, take off school, whatever you can, so that you can see my screen. You can ask me questions. It's all archived if you can't make it. And I'll have a link on how to join that in the next few days. But just prepare. October 2nd, Friday. So what did I do this morning, on NETE? This one was a pre-market runner. I don't usually trade pre-market, but when there's a good enough play, I'll trade it. It had already spiked from the 6s to the 11s pre-market. I got it on this dip. Okay. I don't like just chasing randomly, but they announced a new electric vehicle, which is very similar to what SPI ran on yesterday. I think I even said this in the watch list. I was like, if a company was smart, they would just, introduce some piece of crap luxury or, piece of crap economical economy car, as long as it's electric, just to, really participate in this sector. SPI, I mean, their car is probably going to suck. I'd be surprised if it even works. You have to expect the worst out of these companies. But SPI went from 1 to 40 in a day, and it even bounced, off the lows from 12 to 30. Like it doubled off the lows, which is impressive. When you have a stock like that, that opens up sympathy plays. The next play was SUNW. I was buying it right in here in the ones and selling it in the ones, and it went to 4, came all the way back down to 1, spiked up to 8. How freaking crazy is that? If you held this overnight, you make, 6, 7, 8 times your money. I had a few students who did that. I know that it seems so easy. You're like, why can't this happen every day? The market needs to be right. There needs to be a hot play. So, normally you have plays like this and then they tank into the close. They don't come back. But in this market, you can be more speculative. Actually, leave a comment underneath this video saying, I will be speculative. 4 words, because in this market, you can afford to be. Some people are asking me, first of all, people are asking me questions. Don't ask me questions while I'm trading. You know, I'm trading a freaking dozen times. This is why I do Q&A webinars for my challenge. I'm going to post 2 links below. One for the boot camp, which every single person watching this video should watch and memorize. Watch it twice, watch it 3 times, whatever it takes. Also, if you're truly dedicated, get in my challenge. That's where you can ask me and my top students questions, because we do 2, 3, sometimes 4 live webinars every single week. Do not interrupt me while I'm trading in a speculative market. I'm sorry to be a dick, but I gotta focus, okay? I want to capture as much as I can. The $27,000, even the $800,000 plus that I've made in 2020, all gets donated to charity. I want to donate the most to charity, so I take it very seriously, and I'm alerting every single time. I want you learning in real time. Why am I buying a stock? Why am I selling it? Why am I so underestimating it? What is this amazing opportunity where I make 27,000 and leave like 200,000 on the table? Okay? That is what's happening now. It's not that I'm capturing so much more of the moves. There's so many damn moves. And I want you to see it. I want you to capitalize. Oh, before I get into any more trades, let me just congratulate a few students. This was me. So look at this. I just want to show you this too. I'm sorry I have so much going on. At 10:30 in the morning, I had made 16 grand. Here at 10:50, I made 21 grand. And then by 11:20, my K button on my laptop doesn't even work. I said I made 25, but I made 25 grand. So all in the space of, the first 2 hours, I made the majority of my profits. But it's not just me. It's students like Alex, challenge student, 14 grand in a day. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to pay for your challenge. I don't pay for your education. You can make it back in one freaking day. Think about that. Okay, you can make multiple times. And obviously this was his best day. But this is the price of education. This is the power of education. Here's another student made 90% on SUNW. Steve, 260 on POLA. That was another Sympathy play. Kaiser Soze, 700. These are just a few students, okay? I'm sorry I could talk about, literally, I think I might have 500 plus students who made at least $500 or $1,000 today, which is awesome. When you start to understand. Oh, and by the way, before I get even too far into this, CBAT is a battery play, and this is spiking after hours. So is TATT. Put these 2 on your watch list. Both are spiking nicely after hours. I'll do a watch list later today. But going back to my trades, NETE, why did I buy it pre-market? Because it had the specific news that I was looking for. A new car. I didn't know that it was going to fail. I bought it in the 10s and I sold it in the 12s. And then it went to the 17s. And people were like, you should give it more time. Well, look at it by day's end. Okay. Recognize why I trade fearfully, especially, pre-market trades where I'm not that comfortable in the first place. $2 a share is as good as it gets for me. Then NNDM is another one that I was buying pre-market, another battery play with news. And I actually sold it right near the day high, although this one came back towards the end of the day, but it couldn't hold its gains. Battery plays, electric vehicle plays, they're hot right now. Then I tried MMMW. I mean, they have literally, if you type this in their title, it's megawatt wind power. I mean, it's new kind of power, but it's power. And it was spiking, didn't hold its gain, so I got out for a small gain. That happens. Sometimes you're going to pick duds. HYSR, same kind of thing. Hydrogen energy news. I guess it did. It held its gains. I didn't even look at it after it failed spiking that much. I mean, it's moving barely, in the morning, so it just didn't really do much. I'm not interested, in plays that it kept going a little bit, but it can't even go up. Finished up 20% on the day. At most, it was up like 30%. I'm looking for supernovas. So I don't care whether I have a small gain or a small loss. They were duds. Then going to DSGT, DSGT came out with yet another PR right in here. It was dying, and they announced a new electric car, and that created, a massive spike. The thing nearly tripled. And I sold this first one way too soon, but again, I'm locking in a few $1,000s in profits. I don't trust this. I bought it on a dip again, made a few thousand. Then I had AIHS. AIHS, which I guess actually did keep going, but it was choppy, didn't really go supernova, so I cut it, small gain, didn't matter. DSGT, it was looking like it was breaking out. This one probably deserves the most because in the morning, I'm just going for morning spikers. In the afternoon, I wanted to break the day high. I'm looking for breakouts. And we did get a little breakout, but it was just a weak breakout. And a lot of people said, Tim, give it more time. You're always out too quickly. When a stock that's freaking nearly tripled can't really break out, I don't give it more time. Okay, and this was probably my best trade of the day where I said ZZZZ, no definitive breakout. And I tried giving it time, okay? But I'm not going to overstay my welcome. I'm not going to hold and hope like newbies. And then I tried it late day. I tried a few other trades on DSGT on a big morning panic or a big, not morning panic, afternoon drop. I tried it on one of these dips and it really couldn't bounce. And then PECK is spiking after hours. So I took a little dip buy on this one, but it couldn't really bounce, so I got out. So, all the small gains and small losses don't really matter. Those are duds. How do you make $27,000 in a day? You take a $5,000 profit. You take a $3,000 profit. You take a $4,000 profit. PECK, by the way, this one is just amazing. This was an $8,000 profit. Okay. In the morning, I also tried WRTC. They have a non-lethal weapon for the police. Yesterday, there was an expose saying the LAPD pilot program failed. Today, they defended it. And it spiked a little bit, but, again, it's choppy. It didn't really bounce that much. But I just took, what I could from that. So on all of these, the biggest win, PECK, again, you say, wow, $8,000 profit. I literally left 40, 50 grand on the table. NETE, I made $4,000. That was nice, but it spiked, $5 a share in the next 20 minutes. So I had 2,000 shares. So I left like 10 grand on the table. So just between these two, it looks impressive to say, look how much you made, but understand it's just the opportunity right now. Okay. And then NNDM, I actually sold pretty well. And then these were duds. DSGT, I underestimated, but I traded it a few times and still got, nearly 10 grand on this one. So I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to play safe. But on low float ones like PECK probably should have been a little more aggressive. I'm really just not comfortable with the halts. It's not my kind of trade. So I sold the first halt. Literally the second halt, it actually went up to like 689, but then in like 10 seconds, it went from 689 back down to 6. So if I didn't sell at 655, I would have sold on that 89-cent dip, which you can't even really see because it was literally all within a minute. And then it got halted again up to the 7s, halted again up to the 9s, halted again up to the 10s. Some people say, like, why don't you hold? I'm not a big fan of breaking my position into multiple ones, but that's just because I'm optimized for teaching. I would trade very different if it was just me trading. You would see me size in and size out a lot more, but I'm not going to, I'm already alerting freaking a dozen trades on the day. I'm not going to alert 30 alerts. Like people say, like, God, you're sending too many emails already. So understand the way that I make 27 grand, I'm donating all of it. I'm teaching a process. I'm trying to show you exactly how I'm thinking on every trade, but it is not the best way to make the most amount of money. If I said nothing, if I wasn't typing, if I wasn't sending out alerts and just focusing on my trading, I could probably make 200 grand. But so what? Who cares if I make 200 grand and no one learns? For me, it's all about teaching what other people can do. I get more pumped up by students like Alex who made 14 grand today than my own personal profits. This is not my best day, not anywhere close. I've made over 200 grand in a day before. I am happy with the profits. I'm glad to donate it. But again, don't think that the way that I'm trading is the best way to trade. I'm trying to just show you the potential. I'm trying to show you the patterns. Every single day, I'm fighting this stupidity and ignorance and misguided research saying that low price stocks aren't fit to trade. They aren't predictable. That's all BS. And I think that gradually I'm showing that. So congrats to everybody. I got to get going. Seriously, please click the link below for this boot camp. If you've already seen it, watch it again. Watch it 3 times. You cannot over prepare enough. This is a hot market. I want you profiting. And also, I'm going to link my challenge only if you're dedicated. If you're lazy, if you just want hot picks, don't bother because I want to teach a process. I need hard workers. I want more millionaire students, but it does not happen to people who do not put in the time. Thank you. I'll see you in the chat room tomorrow.